Tuesday, and we are ready to start. We have our guest with us, who is Adrian Bell, and he's going to be telling us about building a brother. Sounds very interesting, right? Very, very interesting for the young men. So we're excited about that. Most of the time we have women on the show, but today we have the male persuasion here, which is awesome. All right, so this is the time when we're going to share. Feel free to share to your friends, to your contacts, to your social media. We're going to spend the first 3 or 4 minutes just sharing the post, the link, and letting people get in here. We're going to have a really, really good show today. So let's go ahead, listen to a little bit of music while we share the post. All right, guys, let me know if you can hear the music. Let me know if you're here. Just leave a little message in the chat. Welcome, guys. Come on in, get settled down, get your drinks, get your snacks, get ready for another inspiring show, guys. Come on in. Come on in, guys. Where are you hiding today? Come on in. I know you're all very, very busy. If you watch it on the replay, just drop a little message in there as well. That is quite okay. We're going to get started very, very soon. Just want to give you guys a chance to come in and get settled down. Welcome to the show, guys. Welcome to the show. All right. Okay, so welcome to MJ Live. It's a Tuesday and it's 8 o'clock. We're going to get right into the show today. Before we do, I hope you're having a wonderful day. Before we do, let me just remind you that the show is on Tuesdays and Thursdays at 8 p.m. Eastern. The messages will go out, but if you don't see the message, that means there is no show for the day, usually because there's something else happening. There's a lot of activities here in South Florida, and I like to attend these activities, and you can see them all on my page. All right, guys. Let me also let you know that we have digital marketing available, graphic design, Facebook marketing, Instagram, video, YouTube, and website creation. If you need help in any of these areas, feel free to get in touch with me and I can show you where to get help. And also, we were doing the Retire Ready Research series last year on topics such as budgeting net worth, ditching our debt, living will, revocable trust, 401k, and Social Security. We're still working on this project and we will return with these and more topics like this in Q2 of this year. All right, but today is all about Mr. Adrian Bell. And if you're here again, please do go ahead and share the post. Let me just make sure that everything is shared publicly on Facebook and on WhatsApp. Everything has been shared. Feel free to share anytime. And also, this is an interactive show. Hoping that you guys will come on in today and interact with us. All right. Without further ado, let me go ahead and bring up our guest for today. Greetings, Mr. Adrian Bell. How are you?
I'm blessed in yourself. Thank you for having me.
Oh, I'm blessed as well. It's nice to have you.
Yes, ma'am.
A mutual friend, Patrice, put me in touch with you, said, I need to get in touch with you and talk with you because you're doing some inspiring things in the community.
Wow.
So you got some good support behind you.
Indeed, I do. Thank you.
All right. So, Adrian, you are a author,
yes, ma'am,
an entrepreneur, and an actor.
Yes, ma'am.
And an advocate for men's self-care. We want to touch on each of these things one by one. So let's start with without going into the details of what those things are, but just talk a little bit about, introduce us to who you are, where were you born, where you grew up, and things like that.
Well, my name is Adrian Bell. I am a Miami native. I wasn't born here, actually. I was born in Detroit, where my mom was originally born from. We moved down here when I was 4 or 5 years old. I am currently 36, going on 37. So Miami is home. This is all I really know.
Right.
I um I love Miami. I've always, I thought about possibly, branching out, going somewhere else. But Miami is just home for me. I really
Okay.
don't want to leave. Um, God is really just doing some major things in my life as of
Wow.
right now.
Hmm.
And I am just I'm here for the ride. I am here
Okay.
for the ride.
Beautiful, beautiful. Nice, nice, nice. Again, guys, we are talking with Adrian Bell. Come on in, get settled down. Don't be afraid. And this is all, usually we have a very interactive audience. So people might just ask questions or leave comments and such things like that. So did you also share it as well, Adrian? Did you share the post?
Yes, ma'am, I did. It's on my Instagram and
Okay.
my Facebook. So yes, ma'am.
Perfect.
Yes.
Wonderful, wonderful. So, like I said, we are going to touch on each of the aspects that we
Okay.
mentioned at the beginning. So,
Okay.
let's first start talking about you as an actor. Tell
Yes.
us about your acting journey.
Okay. Acting journey. Acting has always been like my number one passion. I'll say
Mm,
that because it started when I was young. I've always had like a love for the arts, and we had like when I was in elementary school, one of the directors for Mays Magnet School came to the school, and she did like a presentation about all the different magnet programs
mm-hmm,
that they had at the school. So from there, me just being me, being the outgoing kid that I was, I got up on stage. She called out some improv stuff, and we just ran with it. So
wow.
from that moment on, my middle school era, it started in middle school where I was kind of introduced to acting
Mm-hmm,
and to like real acting. I've always been in church doing skits
mm-hmm,
and plays and stuff like that. But sixth grade was really the turnkey for me. So from there, I was in the magnet drama program. I tried to do it in high school, but it didn't. I didn't get accepted for high
mm-hmm.
school. So I went in the band route.
Okay.
Navigated through life for a while,
Mm-hmm,
and in early 20s, I made the conscious decision of really wanting to put forth the effort to really chase the acting full time.
okay.
Um, Full time with working, working my jobs as well. But I really, really wanted to put forth the effort to try to do it. And from there, it started out as church plays, and then I built up my reputation, getting in as many projects as I possibly can, working with as many directors and writers as I possibly can, and built a name for myself here in Miami.
Okay.
And life has been lifing over the past few years,
Uh-huh, uh-huh.
as we say now. So the goal is to definitely get back into it.
Okay.
Very, very soon, very, very soon. But definitely my number one passion.
Your number one passion.
Yes.
Can you name some things that maybe we may be familiar with, or some of the directors or producers that we may be familiar with?
I have worked with Passion Roosevelt. I've worked with Moses Washington. I
Oh,
did um a full feature film. You're actually connected to a lot of people that I did a full feature film with for Carnival.
oh yeah.
That project was called Band Culture,
Okay,
and
that
I
sounds
was the
familiar.
I was the lead male in that.
Okay.
A guy by the name of Errol was the director, and you're friends with Errol. You're friends with a couple of the other actors that were also in it, with Oliver and a few people.
Okay,
So
interesting.
I've worked with a good amount of people. I've worked with Yonel Harris. on a few projects here in Miami.
Okay.
And
Okay.
so I've been around. I've been around for a while. Definitely
Excellent.
for a while.
That's good. That's good. You have the face of an actor.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
All right. For those who are just coming in, come on in, guys. Come and get settled in. We're just getting started with Adrian Bell here. Adrian C. Bell,
Yes.
actor, entrepreneur, and author. We're gonna leave the author until the end.
Yeah. Yeah.
that's
Say
why
that.
that's why we're really here. But guys, come on in. Tell a friend. Just share the link so that we can have a nice time here with Adrian. So that we talked a little bit about your acting
Mhm.
career. Let's talk a little bit about you as an entrepreneur. How would you describe your entrepreneurial journey?
Oh man. Entrepreneurial journey. To a certain extent, I was almost kind of thrown into it. I guess you could kind of put me in the category of what I'm hearing now, being surrounded by more and more entrepreneurs, is like
Yeah.
a serial entrepreneur.
Uh-huh.
And that's just because I'm connected to a lot of different businesses.
Makes sense.
And you know, the start of my entrepreneur journey happened in 2020, like right at the start of the pandemic, where I was
Hmm.
originally working as a technician with AT&T,
Okay.
and I got fired. I was working with them for 6 years,
Hmm.
and things just kind of panned out. I had an accident in the van, and they ended up letting me go.
Okay.
So at that point, um, overdrive kicked in. Like, okay, well, Adrian, you're married. Of course, you have no kids. You still have to provide. What are you gonna do?
Okay.
So taking all the experience that I've had with AT&T, working with Comcast, just being the technical person that I am,
Hmm.
I immediately jumped into starting my own handyman business,
Mm,
which is
excellent.
ACB resolutions.
Cool.
So I do a lot of assembly work, assembling furniture. I do a lot of interior painting for people, TV mounting, uh, ceiling fans, all the usual handyman stuff. I
That's
know.
really good to know, actually, because a lot of people are gonna be calling you.
I know a little bit about a lot of things. And
Good.
so I use that to my advantage.
Excellent.
So that's where it really started. From there,
Hmm.
me and my wife, we actually own a 360 photo booth company, which
Okay.
is that was AB Cam 360. So we
Good.
do weddings, birthday parties, um, you know, any type of engagement,
Uh-huh.
that,
Uh-huh.
that people may have, and they want to go ahead and purchase the
Do,
360 service. We do that as well. We
excellent.
also mentor it, so we sell the machine. We teach people how to work the machine and build their own business as well. I am also the brand ambassador for Brown King Care, which is a men's self-care line that focuses on the outside. So I'm here, there,
That's
everywhere.
that's that sounds awesome. You got a
Yeah.
lot of things going on, and I think
Yes, ma'am.
your services. People tend to come to me and ask me, "Oh, do you know a mechanic? Do you know a this? Do you know a that?" So now I've got you in my contacts. I can recommend them
That'll work.
too.
That'll work. That'll work.
All right, I got to give a big shout out to Adrian and Brittany Bell. This looks like the Mrs. Bell here.
Yes,
Is this
that's the
this?
wife. That's
That's
the
the wife.
wife.
Good evening, my dear. Good to have you here with us tonight. Definitely continue to share, guys. To continue to share, let people come on in. People will probably be watching the replay. A lot of people have
Watch
a
the
lot of
replay.
stuff going on this week.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so let's go on now to the men's self care. You touched on it a little bit, but I
Mm-hmm.
believe your author, the fact that you're an author and the self care, they may go hand in hand. Is that
Yes.
is that correct?
Yes.
Talk about how that came about and what's going on with men's self care. Most of the time we're focusing on the women, right? But
Yes.
who is focusing on the men?
Yes. Women have the sisters have everything. And we have everything. You
Everything,
know,
right?
the programs, the groups, they always come together for the women
Uh-huh.
first. You
Uh-huh.
know, so I've always felt like, well, where are the things for the men? Where are the
Mm,
things for the
mm,
brothers? And I'm like I said, I'm 36 now. I'll be 37 in May.
mm-hmm.
I have been married going on 9 years this year.
Okay.
So
Congratulations.
Thank you very much. 9 years, going on 9 years of marital bliss, like happy marriage.
Beautiful.
No kids yet. That's all in God's timing.
Amen.
But just in this season that I'm in my life now, I really I found myself stepping back some and trying to find, purpose. Like, why am I here? What are my what's my to do while I'm here on this earth? And I think a lot of men get so caught up in just being, just working, providing, and we either lose sight of or just never find, our purpose, like why we're actually here. And so the book just happened to be like the way for me to kind of pour out what I have inside, lessons that I've learned over time, and just a way to really encourage other men and encourage my brothers to really strive to be better men. And working with Brown King Care, which is, they focus on the outer, the outer man, the soaps and body rubs and stuff like that. They focus on the outer side of the man. The book is really focuses on the inside of the man.
Nice.
So it really just lines up with where I'm at in my life now. And the more conversations I have with men of my age, younger than me and older than me, we're all in the same, mindset of growing and being better and just trying to be, overall better men.
Well, that sounds fantastic. And especially, a young brother like yourself can actually influence some of the younger ones who may be, a little bit out there, a little bit wild or whatever. You can actually help some of the younger ones to sort of, get the act together, see a smart young brother like yourself and say, you know what, I want to be like him.
And that's the goal. Like the goal is to really push men into wanting to be a better man, and kind of helping them navigate through that change, and then helping younger men decide what type of man they want to be. At a younger age, you still have time to develop and become who you want to be, but you got to make the choice. Young men got to make the choice to who they want to be, what type of man they want to be. Guys in my age bracket and even a little older are, in a place to where, we want to change. We want to do better. We want to be better for our kids, for our spouses, for our family. We want to be better men. So I think it just speaks to where they are at this point in time.
Let me ask you a question. The kind of work that you're doing, it's very, very encouraging and inspiring for young men. Did you see a gap why you wanted to do this type of work, or am I delusional? Are there other people that are actually doing what you're doing?
No, I would say I did see a gap. I'll start there. I definitely saw a gap between like the younger generation and the older generation. And in that gap, a lot of the values, the core values, the lessons, a lot of that stuff is faded, and I feel that I'm right in the nook where I can speak to the young, I can connect with the old, because I've always had powerful male figures in my life. I'm a preacher's kid, so I've always been around men in that, from that aspect. So I'm actually mentoring. I got 2 godsons. I'm actually mentoring another young man into entrepreneurship right now. Excellent. So I do feel that I'm right in that nook to where I can kind of close the gap between the two. And the book is it's even reached like the older generation as well. Our seniors, it's reached, I've reached them, and I've gotten encouraging words from them about the book. And I, just speaking into me as far as like them even being in a place to where they can change as well at this, at their age.
Right.
So, it's definitely a gap that I'm trying to fill
Okay.
with this project for sure, for sure.
Excellent.
We want to mentor some young men this year. The goal is to mentor at least 100 men this year, young men this year.
Wow.
And just trying to teach them some life skills, and it's still in the building stages. So there's a lot that we can do, and there's a lot that we will do over time for sure.
All right. So let's get into the book then.
Mm-hmm.
What is the book called? And tell us the essence of the book.
Essence of the book. Well, the book is entitled "Build a Brother: Lessons Every Man Should Know." The essence of the book is overall growth, for the most part.
Okay.
You know, I believe that the book will, you know, for anybody that reads it, I believe that it will spark thought. And then, you know, from that thought, it just kind of opens up, you know, some places, you know, some things in your mind to where you got to question yourself. And you questioning yourself, you're asking, you're searching for answers. Questions lead to answers. Answers lead to change, you know. And for me, it was a way for me to connect to as many brothers as I possibly could, you know. And I'm just trying to encourage the men that we can do better. We can be better men. There's no time limit. There's no time limit on when we can change. I think a lot of men are afraid of change, afraid of being better or doing the work to become a better man, because it's an uncomfortable place, you know. So for me, I believe that it just kind of gives them a little nudge to really do that work, put forth the effort and do that work.
All right. So if you could give us, let's say, 3 key things that are mentioned in the book, just to whet our appetite. We don't want to give them too much, of course, but just give 3 key things that you spoke about in the book. And let's go with that. Would that be all right to just give like 1,
That's
2, or
fine.
3 key things that you think that people will really, you know, get from the book?
Okay. 3 things. One of the lessons, one of the principles from the book is understanding the value of a woman.
Ooh.
And for me, it doesn't just speak to, you know, only understanding the value of a woman, but it also speaks to knowing the value of self, like a man knowing the value of self. Because if you know what you're worth, you're not just going to give yourself to any and everybody.
True. Yeah.
You know, women have so much power. You guys have so much.
For real though.
Have so much power. And for me to make my wife smile, to know what she's worthy of, to do any and everything that I possibly can to make her feel like a queen, I have to be a king, you know. And she speaks into the life of me being a king.
Yep.
You know, and it really works hand in hand. There's a balance there that has to take place. And you know, women have such a power to where they can speak life into men. You know, you hear about men always being connected to their moms. You know, when something goes wrong, we revert to mom. Like, I got to talk to my mom. I need to, you know, because it's just the connection that we have. So wives and women have such a powerful way, you know, of speaking into a man. And if you do it the right way, then where he can go is limitless.
Absolutely.
Where he can go is limitless. Yeah. So that's one of them, understanding the value.
Okay. Before we go on to the other one, let me just acknowledge Michelle. Michelle's here. Shout out to Michelle. She says, I'm here. Shout out to you, Michelle, and anybody else that's watching. I know we have a few people that's watching. Just drop me a little message in the chat room so that I know that you're there and I can acknowledge you. Again, big shout out to Mrs. Bell, Brittany. Good to have you here. Happy to be here, she says. Hello, happy to be here. So, guys, again, just share the post if you'd like. And if you're watching on replay, just put in the chat replay. We're talking with Adrian Bell tonight. Adrian C. Bell, who is an author and entrepreneur. He is a actor, and he builds men. He builds brothers, and he has a book out right now talking about how to build a brother. So you've given us one principle so far: understanding the value of a woman.
Yeah.
And knowing the value of self. I like that one. Give us another principle that you have written about in your book, Build a Brother.
I'll say that your job is not your purpose.
And
I had to learn that myself. What I understand now, I recently attended a leadership training called One Voice not too long ago. And Dr. Jamal Bryant was one of the speakers there over that weekend. And he said, to the audience that your purpose comes in pieces. And, it spoke so much to me because of where I'm at now, on a journey in search for purpose. And, I believe, like myself, a lot of guys, like I said, a lot of guys get caught up in just working, like just being the provider and so forth for the family, not necessarily knowing what are we here for? Like what did God actually put me here for? What am I supposed to get done while I'm here? But it was a place that I had to get to in order to understand it. And I think God had to strip me from my job, from working at AT&T. He had to pull me from that, to put me in position for this, because otherwise I wouldn't have left. The money was good. I was making, they were paying about $26, $27 an hour. Hard work has never been, far-fetched for me. I'm not ashamed of the hard work. I don't mind sweating and getting my hands dirty. That's never been an issue for me. So to be stripped, like literally stripped from the what I had control over, like what I thought I had control over, my 9 to 5.
Yeah.
To be pulled from that in the manner that I was, it broke me. So at that point, I have to find solution. Like, what am I here to do? Like, why is all this happening?
Yeah.
But it's not an overnight change. It's not something that's going to happen overnight. You're not going to get those answers overnight. So it's a process. And I am just in a place now to where I am open to the journey, to the process, and what comes. So definitely, your job is not your purpose. Do not get caught up in this is it. What I'm supposed to do. Clock and sell your time to your job. So it's definitely bigger than that. But we just got to go on that path to find what actual purpose is.
Find the purpose. The job is not your purpose. That's really, really great. And since you've left that job, and all of the other things that you're doing, because you've been acting for the whole time, but all of these other things that you're doing, how much more fulfilling is it to you compared to your job?
The biggest thing to me is my freedom, a sense of freedom, having more control over my time,
right?
And what I want to do.
Yes.
I know for a fact that I would not have left. I would not have left if I did not get fired. I didn't see myself quitting at all. Yeah. But the job brought me so much stress. And it got to the point to where, in like the last year to 2 years while I was there, the management changed. My direct supervisor changed. And I wasn't getting along well with the first supervisor. We were just off, and I couldn't find the balance, with him and to get on the same page. And when the new supervisor came in, he actually was when I first came in, he was a technician that trained me. So he seen me in the drive when I first came in. And when he came back in as a supervisor, he said, man, something's different about you. You don't seem like the same Adrian that I met years ago. Like what happened? Like, why you're not giddy anymore? You're not smiling a lot, man. Like what happened? And the job became so stressful because there's numbers, there's a criteria that you have to meet, you know, every day, every week, every month.
Wow.
You know, and that pressure, I couldn't handle the pressure. And it started to spill out into everything that I was doing. And I've actually run into a couple other technicians that have worked there, but that aren't there anymore. And the more I talk to them, the more we all understand that in this place, like after working there, the stress is gone.
Yeah.
You feel lighter. You don't have the weight or anything like that. So, with being an entrepreneur, I got it to a certain extent. I got to kind of work more,
Right. But the stress is less.
But the stress is less. I'll take it all day.
That's interesting.
I don't have a problem working at all.
Yeah.
Problem doing,
And how is it going? How is your the hand what is it, the handyman, what do you call that, handyman business? How is that going for you?
It goes good. It goes really, really good.
Excellent.
I have multiple sources of income, so there's I'm always doing, and there's funds coming in
good
from all over. So I'm thankful to God that I'm able to manage and do and move as I can. But the stress is
it's worth it. It's worth it for the less stress.
My God. It's such a relief. It's such a relief to be free to just live and be and go. That's the main reason why I really kind of push so hard for entrepreneurship, because I just enjoy my freedom. I really, really enjoy my freedom and having the control of my own time and stuff like that. So it just works out better for me.
Sounds great. Big shout out to Keith Gittens. Good to have you here, sir. Checked in. Good job, Adrian. So good to have you. If you're here and you're watching and you just want to just leave a little message, and then at least I'll be able to see you and acknowledge that you're here. Big shout out to Marva Riley. I believe Marva Riley might be also watching in the background. And big shout out to Brittany and Michelle. Thanks for joining us today. So we talked about two of the things that are key things of the book. We want to just touch on one more aspect of the book before we finished here today. What would you say maybe the third thing, really why people need to go out and get this book called Build a Brother?
Now, a lot of people, when they hear the title, I've gotten a lot of the sisters that think that the book is just for men. Now, granted, it is a book that is, it was written for the growth of men. But women have also read it. A lot of my sisters have read the book as well, and I've gotten great reviews. I've gotten news from my female friends that have told me that it has helped them to understand their husband a little bit more. So I am grateful for that. And I think we all can gather something from it. It depends on where you're at. I think depending on where you're at in life will speak to like what the book says to you. Because there's so many different pieces to it. I have one of my closest friends, when he read the book, the chapter of understanding the value of a woman, that chapter spoke to him more so to where he's at right now in life. He's single, no kids, 30 years old, so it spoke to him more. I have another close friend of mine, one of my other brothers, who he's married, has kids, and the chapter is about laziness. Laziness brings no reward. that
Okay.
spoke to him
Mm-hmm.
even more,
Mm-hmm.
you know. So depending on where we are, what we're going through in life, I believe that the book can speak to any and everybody. Some seniors told me recently, um, last week, that I did a senior breakfast event, and I just got great reviews from them. Adrian,
Oh,
I enjoyed the book. I
the
mean,
the seniors.
yes, the seniors
Oh,
sitting,
nice. Excellent.
reading it and telling me that they truly enjoyed the book. So I really feel that it speaks to a great span of people,
Yes.
just based on where we are in life. And the laziness brings no reward is a chapter that will check you, like it checked me, you know,
Wow.
in actually writing it and going through those motions, those understandings about myself. You know, like what really finding what laziness is, you
Uh-huh.
know,
Uh-huh.
pertaining to self. I had to question myself, you know, in certain areas, like, are you actually lazy? Like, you know, I really had to ask myself that in certain areas of my life, because I work so hard, I do so much, I tell people all the time, I'm like an engine. Once you kind of start me up, I'm gonna go. I gotta fine tune, you know, and get my oil change every now and again here and there. But I'm gonna continue to go. And the book is just a way for us to just kind of push through, like really put a lot of things into perspective, um, and just kind of strive to be better than where we are currently at right now.
Excellent. So we had three really, really good points there. Just to recap, understanding the value of a woman.
Yes,
Uh, your job is not your purpose.
yes,
And really, the third one was kind of like about the laziness, about,
yes.
just,
Laziness brings no reward. Yeah,
laziness brings no rewards. Let me just write this down. Laziness.
yeah.
So I wrote the other two down. Brings no reward, no reward. Okay, so um, we just had somebody join with us tonight as well. Anointed Oil, I think this is Anointed Oil. Welcome to the show, Adrian Bell. Awesome job,
Thank you very
they
much.
say, and great job, Melissa. Thank you so much for that as well. Kill the excuses and get up. He
That's
says,
it.
he or she
That's it.
says a kick in the bum. Now that certainly sounds like somebody from England. A kick up the bum. That's what we would say. But let's just talk. Let's just wrap this up by giving you a chance to um, really talk to the audience. I want you to, in 1 minute. I'm gonna 1 minute, like you're gonna do a little ad. Right,
Okay.
you're gonna do a little ad. And I'm actually gonna time you as well. So
Oh wow.
let me get my phone ready.
Wow.
I'm gonna time you for 30 seconds for 1 minute. You can do up to um a minute. You got 30 seconds or a minute,
Shucks.
and just pretend like you're promoting your own book,
Okay.
and we'll clip this little piece, and I'll give that to you to promote yourself.
Oh
I
wow.
didn't I didn't give you any practice, did I? I didn't give you any
No, you
warning
didn't
at
give me any
all.
practice. Yeah, no.
So you always got to be ready, my brother.
Yes, ma'am. Clearly,
All right, you're gonna
clearly.
have two shots to do it. If you mess up for the first one, you can do it the second one. All right,
Oh
and
boy.
I'm gonna just do that when you got 5 seconds to finish. All right,
Okay.
here we go. You can start now.
All right. Um. So, builder brother. Uh. So many of us are capable of building. Building is growth. You know, growth may be uncomfortable, but growth is change, and change may be uncomfortable. So I just want to encourage you to embrace the change. I believe that God, the blessings that God can really give us, comes with being uncomfortable. Sometimes your blessing lies in uncomfortable places. Being stretched, growing, changing is at times uncomfortable, but it can be done. The goal is to strive to be better people, to be better men, to be a better woman, a better individual, and just achieve what it is that we are supposed to be in life. So I encourage you to continue to grow, continue to change, continue to build, and let's do it together.
Excellent. I think that's it. You don't have to do it again.
Okay, please, please. Oh,
Put you on the spot there.
yes,
You did
ma'am.
it. You did a great job. You did a great
Thank
job. I'm
you.
gonna I'm gonna clip that out, and you can use that as your part of your marketing materials
Oh man,
if
thank
you
you,
want to.
thank
Just a
you.
little fun here. Hey, so
Wow.
anointed oil is laughing along with us as well. Ready in and out of season. Anointed oil is here. You got this, Adrian Bell. Walk your destiny out.
I shall. Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Excellent, excellent.
Thank you.
All right, so let's tell people how, where, and they can where they can get the book from. Where can they get
The
the book
book
from?
is available on Amazon.
All right.
You can go to Amazon, type in Build a Brother, or you can type in Adrian C. Bell, and the book is available for purchase there. You can also, if you wanted to, follow, if you were to go to my Instagram, there's a Builder Brother Instagram. On there, the link in the bio will actually have access to the link for Amazon as well, so you can buy the book there. If you're in Miami, um, and you're anywhere I am, I always have books on me, so you can definitely get a signed copy from me if we ever cross paths. And but definitely Amazon is the way to go.
All right, so you can go and see the book there on Amazon.
There we go.
I just pull that up there. Build a Brother. Lessons every man should know. It
Yes,
was only just released in December, so it's hot off the press,
I'm
guys.
at the
Go
press.
get that. Look at that. The book cover there, it looks excellent. And
Thank you.
also, while we're here, let's just take a look at your media kit. Check out Adrian Bell, author, speaker, mentor. We didn't even mention the mentor. Oh, yes, you did. You did say that your mentor. You can get hold of him by bookings at
Brother.
buildabrother.com.
Yes,
And he has his social media all on point here. 5K on social media. Mentee goal. You're going to be mentoring at least 100 plus people this
yes,
year.
yes,
Is your goal. And a lot of good information here. Panel, you do speaking engagements. You're a film and TV appearance. You can do film and TV appearances, book signings, of
yes.
course. And on Facebook, Adrian Cadillac
Cadillac Bell. Yes,
Bell.
ma'am.
And on Instagram, the same bookings. And the telephone number right there is, let me just blow up the telephone number a little bit for everybody to see if they need to get hold of you. There we go. 786-508
2925.
2925.
Yes.
So there you have it, guys. This is Adrian C. Bell. He is an author and a mentor. I would say you're a speaker as well. You got a lot of things going on for you guys.
It's coming,
That's all.
you know, you know.
Yeah, excellent summary, Adrian, says Keith Gittins.
Thank you very
Very,
much.
very
Thank you,
good.
thank you, thank
Uh,
you.
exactly. Well done. Simply Jewel, welcome to the show. Simply Jewel, I forgot to acknowledge you earlier. So, welcome to the show. We are just
Thank you
wrapping
very
up.
much.
Signed copy needed. So, do you have any live or any like book signings coming up in the near future that's scheduled yet?
Uh, in the near future, not that I know of as of yet. I probably have to touch bases with my team,
Uh-huh.
with Patrice, and
Yep.
see what's on books on file, to do so. I wouldn't be surprised if one is definitely in the works. But
Yes.
definitely following on Instagram. Everything that I'm doing is posted via Instagram, and Facebook as well. So feel free to follow and engage as much as possible, and I'll keep everybody up to date with what we got going on.
That's great, and definitely let me know, and I will let the people on my side know what's coming up. I do want to just read one final thing before I leave. We leave
Okay.
today, and that is I thought this your bio was quite nice. Let me just go ahead and share this so people can see it as well.
Thank you.
Let me just read this for you guys. Da, 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 da. Who am I? I thought this was quite powerful. So let's make this a little bit bigger as well. Here we go. Adrian Bell. Adrian Bell is an actor, entrepreneur, author, and advocate for men's self help, both on the inside and the outside, as we
Yes.
discovered, right? After spending a great deal of time observing men and listening to their unique approach to relationships, love, and finances, he decided to use his extensive knowledge as a handyman to start a movement to hold men accountable while building and equipping them to live the lives they were created for. He has been married to the love of his life, Brittany, for almost a decade and uses his experiences and lessons learned to help others. He seeks to build a brother one block at a time and inspire others to do the same. I really like that. One block at a time.
Thank you.
Do
Thank
you
you.
have any final words before I let you go? Let me just make sure I have all of the man extraordinaire says anointed oil, and also any events coming up. We just spoke about that. No worries, thanks. You're welcome. Any final words before we wrap this up tonight, Adrian?
Um, I would say just to embrace, again, to embrace the change. You know, we hear nowadays that we as human beings evolve. We change every 7 years.
Mm,
Um, so at that point, learning is a constant process.
mm,
You know, whether it's any regular relationships, it's marriage, we have to constantly evolve. What we do has to change and evolve as well. So I just encourage people to embrace it. Like I said, it could be uncomfortable sometimes. Uh, and just embrace it as much as you can. Don't be afraid of change. Sometimes change is very good. Most of the time change is good. So embrace it, and just live life to the fullest, for sure.
mhm. All right. Well, Adrian, I've dropped the link to your book in the chat there.
Thank you very much.
I want to thank you so much for being a delightful guest. Big shout out to Patrice
Yes,
and your team. I
Patrice.
I pray only the best for you and your
Thank you so
family
much.
and your movement, brother,
Thank you.
brother. I think we need more of the men to have programs and um, um, resources for the young brothers,
Yes, yes,
because
yes.
the women have, like you said, have everything
Have
out there for
everything,
us.
everything. You have
but
everything.
but we need to have more for the men, because the men
Yes.
are very, very important too. All right, so Adrian, again, thank you so much for being a great guest,
Thank
and I
you
will
for
see
having me.
you out there, hopefully maybe one day at a book signing or something.
Yes, ma'am. Yes,
All
ma'am.
right. Take care.
You
And
too.
everybody for watching, I want to thank you all today for tuning in tonight. For those who came in late, just go back and watch it from the start. Samantha, Luke, Sukraj, thanks for watching. Anointed Oil, and everybody else that's tuned in tonight. Of course, Brittany as well. All right, guys.
Yes.
Have a wonderful evening.
Thank
Take
you.
care and have a good
Bye-bye.
night.